Edwards, the NASCAR driver who walked away from a spectacular last lap crash at the Talladega Superspeedway on Sunday. He was leading the race at the time. Let's, for the 750th time, show you what happened.
Waits till the last second and picks up.
He goes to the outside as Edwards goes.
Oh, no!
Turns him.
No!
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No!
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh,
Brad Keselowski won this race. Charles onboard camera.
Side 09.
But Darrell, I want to ask you.
All right, what's it like to look at it?
That's a little bit wild. You know, I didn't see it until I got out of the infield care center, and I really wasn't sure what happened. You know, I'd been in a lot of wrecks, but not one where I saw the pavement out of the front windshield. That was wild. And then the fence posts and all that. And you know, the big thing is that nobody was hurt. That was really fortunate.
How about you were going to win?
Yeah, we were going to win. That's why we were racing so hard. I got to correct myself. I say no one was hurt. I talked to the young lady who was hurt, and she's doing well. That's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, we were going for the win, and that's the thing about NASCAR. It's hard to talk about this accident and you know, and be negative about it because I love the sport so much, and it's so entertaining. It's so great. But you know, I think NASCAR and myself both agree that we've got to make sure we're safe. You know, but a wild accident.
What happened?
Well, what happened was Brad Keselowski, a good friend of mine. We were doing great. We're going to the front. It's a restrictor plate track, so you have to team up with someone. They have to be right behind you. And I think the cars were going about 4 or 5 miles an hour faster than everyone else because of that. And we're looking at the finish line, and he went high.
He was going to win. He was going to finish second.
Yes, but he wanted it to be the other way around. So he did his job, got under me, and I went down to block, turned backwards, and the car lifted off the ground.
Did he make this? Did he force this?
Brad and I both, if the roles were reversed, I probably would have done the same thing he did. I would have kept my foot in the gas and hoped that he somehow saved it.
Why did you go airborne, do you think?
That's old Bernoulli's principle there. The air goes over the top of that round car, and it speeds up and causes low pressure and lifts the car up. And the reason it didn't go any higher is because of NASCAR's innovations over the last few years to those roof flaps that you see come up. They spoil that lift.
Why weren't, look, you run across, like in the movie.
Yeah.
Why weren't you hurt?
The reason I wasn't hurt is because of all the people that were hurt before me. All the guys who've wrecked like that and been hurt. We've got great safety advances.
Killed.
Yeah, and NASCAR has done a really good job of making these cars as safe as they can. At most racetracks, we aren't in a situation where we can go airborne like that. And in almost any race, any wreck we have is safe. This place is, you just have more wrecks and you use all of that safety equipment.
Talladega is known as a fast track, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing about Talladega. If they didn't have restrictor plates, the cars would go 230 miles an hour around the place.
So they prevent you from doing that?
Yes, they slow us down, puts us in this big group, makes us have to do things like Brad and I were doing where we're pushing one another.
You're going to race again this weekend?
Yeah, Richmond, Virginia.
How far a race is it?
That race, I think, is 400 miles.
Are you a little nervous?
No, Richmond's a good place to go after something like that.
Wow.
It's 3/4 of a mile long. We'll be going 140 miles an hour at the most, and it's good short track racing, so that'll give me a week to get that out of my system, you know.
When we come back, Carl, I want to ask you why you do this, why you do what you do. And is NASCAR selling crashes? Is that what fans really want to see? We'll have him answer next. We're back with Carl Edwards. You were quoted as criticizing NASCAR, saying people are going to die. Are they promoting that in a sense? Do they want to see, not necessarily see people die, but see accidents?
No, NASCAR doesn't. I don't believe that they want to see accidents. None of the drivers want to see accidents. There are fans that say, hey, you know, we want to see some wrecks, but the majority of our fans like the competition, and NASCAR does the best they can to race at these racetracks, even these old historic places like Talladega, and to minimize the risk. They do the best job they can, so they're not selling it. They're doing the best they can. We have a meeting this week about this topic, you know, because it was brought up by the injuries that were sustained by folks.
Why'd you run across the finish line?
Well, I'm kind of a Will Ferrell fan, and he did that at the end of
Talladega
Nights, and I that was awfully close to give up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had to go and finish the race.
You weren't mad at the other guy, though?
No, I'm not mad at Brad. That's the box we're put in. You know, he can't go below the yellow line, and he can't lift off the throttle when he can see the finish line.
Do you remember being in the air, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd never had that feeling before, you know.
Yeah, pretty exhilarating.
Yeah, it's great for a second.
Well, were you scared?
I wasn't scared because I thought I was still going down the racetrack. I didn't realize I was headed into the fence like that. And so when I hit the fence, that was...
You thought you were still going?
Yeah, because I turned backwards, and I thought maybe I'd still continue down the racetrack.
Why do you do this?
I grew up, my dad raced cars out of a little local Volkswagen shop. And to me, my heroes were the guys out there driving race cars. And I just dreamed of being able to make a living at this. And I'm so fortunate to be able to do it. You know, stuff like this is not good. I'd rather be on your show about winning the championship or something, but I love it.
Why do you like the NASCAR better than the, say, Indianapolis kind?
NASCAR, the reason we have the spectators we have and the support that we have and people love it is because it's the most competitive form of motorsports on the planet. There's 20 different guys that could win every week, and it comes down to the driver's skill and the crew chief's talent and the pit guy's talent. It's the best motorsports competition in the world.
Can you make a great deal of money?
Yes, yeah. I've been real broke, and now I make a really good living doing this, and it's like you know, you get to do something that you love, and that's a dream come true.
What does your wife think of it?
My wife wasn't too pleased with it on Sunday, but in general, she loves it. It's kind of like any, you know, when I started, she's, you know, everything I did was good. As long as I was all right, it was good. But now that she's getting used to it, she's, you know, she wants to win just as badly as I do. She enjoys it.
Was she there?
No, she wasn't there. That was bad. She had to watch on TV.
Did she know about it before you were able to call her?
She knew the wreck happened. She was watching, and someone called her and told her I was all right. And that was really nice of my folks to call her.
You have kids?
No, none yet.
Want to be a father?
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait.
How long do people in this field keep on keeping on?
Mark Martin, I believe, I don't want to age the guy any little older than he is, but he's at least 50 years old, and he just won the race 2 weeks ago. So, you know, I'm looking up to him.
How old are you?
29.
You got to think.
Yeah, you know, it's close to something like that.
What makes a great driver?
Yeah, there are a couple things that make a good race car driver, but I think most importantly, you have to be able to figure out what the inputs that you put in, what result you get from those inputs. And if you can have that catalog in your head and you can build that throughout a race and throughout a career and understand what each one of your movements does on the pedals or the steering wheel, and use those in a split second, that's what makes a good race car driver.
Is it athletic reflexes?
There's athleticism to it, but there's just, you can't take there's no body type for it. It's just people can either do it or they can't.
So I couldn't necessarily take a great athlete from another sport and put him in a car.
Right, no, it's not like
great
that.
reflexes.
I mean, right here, Larry King, you might be the greatest race car driver to ever live. You just never tried it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I'll go out with you one day. Will you take me for a ride?
Come to the races, yeah.
You need a two-passenger thing, though.
Yeah, I'll give you a ride, and if you want, maybe we could even get you in the driver's seat. That'd be fun.
Giant left turn, though, right? Is that what they kid about it?
Yeah, it's just driving in circles. That's all it is. It's easy.
And do you drive without fear?
I used to. The thing that got me hooked on it was the first time I drove it. It's a race car. It scared me bad, and that's what made me want to do it more and more. And that's slowly gone away. And now the biggest fear is just not losing the race, or not winning the race.
Not winning the race.
Yeah, the fear of losing.
Great pleasure, man.
Hey,
You
thanks.
get a lot of credit. It's great meeting you.
It's good to be on with
I'm
you.
going to come see you right here in L.A. in October.
Yeah, we'll have a good time.
Carl Edwards.